Alright, y'all, welcome back to another video. Day 8. Yo, I kind of just caught a topic on the fly just right before I get to the gym. The topic I want to talk about is the preparedness, man. Like, are you actually prepared to receive this blessing from God? I always like to break it down into, first thing is, God will never give you anything you're not prepared to handle. Why would God give this to you if you're not prepared? Second thing I like to break it down to is become the final version of yourself. Whatever you see in the mirror when you envision like this final top tier version of you. What are you doing every morning? You know, do you smoke? Do you drink? If it's occasionally, do you smoke weed? Only on event nights? Like, you need to have it to a T on what this looks like. From that point on, do what the final version of yourself do that can be done today. So if you going to the gym 6 days a week and they're only taking Sunday off, you need to be doing that. You need to get to the point to where God is saying, I have nothing left to do except give you the success, the money, whatever it is that you desire. And you got to leave God no option but to give you the cherry on top, which is the money, success, and the fame, etc. But you need to be taking care of all the rest of the components that makes up this final version of you, which is the day-to-day action. Just whatever you need to figure it out. You need to make a list. Make the list of what this final version of you look like. If you're going to the gym every day, you could go to the gym every day now. And then you knocking one thing off. Eventually, you knock so much shit off to where you realize you almost there, gang. I think it's a cheat code. Every time I use this system, good things always started happening. Every time I bailed away from the system, things stopped working out. Like, that simple, man. Between what you do now versus what the final version of you do, and everything that you could do today, you start doing today on this final versions list. And then if you start getting there, eventually you're gonna knock off everything pretty much. So today we just gonna knock abs out. We're gonna go through a little circuit. I'm about to put y'all through. I'll show you this ab workout. This is not fun at all. Not fun at all. We're gonna have to use a little bit lighter medicine ball, just cause I don't got nobody to throw it to.
So if I feel like closing my eyes and having a little bit of rest is gonna lead to me waking up broke, I ain't closing my eyes. Money must be made.
Guess what happens? That alarm clock goes off at 4 a.m. to train. I don't want to be a SEAL today. Or I don't want to be whatever today. I'll start tomorrow. And that's the usual pattern of people's lives. That's why I talk about clearing out the mind. Until you really want to do something, you always get be a talker. You always get run your fucking mouth.
You are a full-grown man. And as a full-grown man, the most important thing you can do is blink and cure your brain and get rid of this idea that somehow your life was ever supposed to be or is ever going to be easy. Men have never had it easy. Since the dawn of human time, we were getting corralled into concentration camps. We were being enlisted in armies to go and die to prevent us from being corralled into concentration camps. We were pressed into the Navy to live on a boat for 2 solid years amongst men we barely know, to eventually die in a battle when a cannonball rips our arm off. We were constantly and endlessly suffering. At what point in human history was being a man better than it is today? When was it ever easier? When was it ever easier to have a peaceful life and get rich? Never. Of course, the world is hard. It was never supposed to be easy. As a man, it is your primary objective to endlessly absorb blows and never quit. That's it.
I think the easiest thing in life is to give up on whatever you're focused on or whatever you're hopeful for. The hardest thing is to keep going, but we have to. We have to continue to hold on.
I get happier about the harder it is because I know that no one else will follow.
It's a selection effect.
And I think if you can shift from this is hard to no one else will be able to do this, then it flips from being this thing that you're like, oh, poor me, to oh, poor everyone else who's gonna have to fucking try.
This is all about the quitting mind. So what's the quitting in mind? So let's say it's day one of a job interview. We all know what that fucking shit feels like. You have your clothes laid out. You got your fucking food ready to go in the morning. You've been preparing for weeks and weeks and weeks. You show up and you bring your best self. You get the fucking job. Merry fucking Christmas. All right. After a couple months, you start showing up to work a little later. You don't look as good. Your clothes aren't fucking laid out. Your breakfast isn't ready. Your mind's getting softer. We do that shit with everything in life. When New Year's coming up, guess what? Don't have a fucking quitting mind. Repetition every day. Stay hard.
Let me give you one more piece of fucking advice. And listen to me carefully, because this will be a video that will be clipped, and I will play it back in 2 years from now. And you will kick yourself. Listen to me now. Listen in your heart. Listen to me. Because in 2 years, when I play this video back, you're going to hate yourself for your lack of action.
Yo. Alright, shut the market. About to open back up in 14 minutes. So as far as what last week held, if I go to the daily. So we was betting on the market to sell off last week just based off of market structure. We had a higher high, broke this higher low here, created a lower low, lower high. We bounced off this daily key level. So once we bounced back up here, obviously we could have continued, and we would have to have broken this high for us to go back bullish. So no matter how far up we go here, it still don't matter because we didn't break this low. But obviously the trend is your friend, so it made more sense to sell. But obviously we still would have bought back into this daily key level if it would have showed like the break of the range into that level. So yeah, so once we took sales, it was a very nice trade. And then obviously for us to create more of the structure, the next daily candle we continued to sell off. Obviously it could have been some buying pressure to then sell again, but you know, as far as the daily, like how this happening on every single time frame, these are bigger moves just because we structuring everything from the daily time frame. So now once we push back down here, that's why we took back-to-back sales, 5 for 5 calls last week. Called this Sunday, Monday. Well, this is Monday morning, but Sunday night type shit. Sunday night, Monday morning, Tuesday morning, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I went in direction just based on break of the range along with the market structure on the daily time frame. So Friday was an obvious buy just because the amount of distance that we pushed to the sell side. So as far as what I think is going to happen this week, or at least tonight, market open, or tomorrow, is that we will sell during Asia session, and we will be buying again tonight. So just based off of market structure, we should be going to create this higher low into this level. Now obviously it might not stop here, could push up here before going back down, and or we could do this and decide to go back bullish. So just because for all the possibilities, like it really don't matter what's happening. We just making sure we finding the right entries that correlate. So tonight I do expect us to create a daily wick, so which means Asia session we push back down into this level. All right, we pushing back down into this level for this new daily candlestick. It could get down here, like it really don't matter, but I do expect us to tap back into this daily key level, create some sort of range, however that may look, and then once we get a break of the range, we are looking for buys. $100%, man. So, but obviously we can still sell, and I'm not against selling at all if that's what it shows us. But I'm sold on buys for at least tonight and then Tuesday morning. You know, so that's what we looking like. And yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think. Catch some motherfucking buys.